Hello, hello, hello. Well, today is episode 167. I haven't actually said that in a little while. I am coming to you live from the studio. I'm Nikki, and this is Create with Nikki, where we make art and we live creative. Now, if you have been following along the past couple weeks, it's been a little bit of a different vibe. Yesterday was my first day back here on the studio desk with you guys right here on the desktop. So I have been, oh, totally just dropped my pen. I have been kind of slacking a little bit. Well, not really, but as far as my planner and writing things down in my planner, which I really enjoy doing. So yes, I'm trying to move this keyboard. I have to move the keyboard every time I start the video. I should do that before. Anyway, um, and I still have stuff all over my desk from yesterday's video. But yeah, so I have not sat down and used my actual planner in a hot minute. So I am currently a little behind on this kind of thing. Now, if you hear all this banging and stuff going on, don't worry. It's just my husband. He's working on the kitchen, which is right up the stairs that way. So, literally, he's really close, and he's doing a lot of stuff. So, we're currently um working on the hood of the stove. So he's been working hard on it. I helped him yesterday afternoon um, put up the actual framing and such for the hood, and he's doing the pipe work and things like that today. Probably should have done that yesterday, but I don't know. There's a process. Who knows? So anyway, I'm here in the studio. It is kind of late in the evening. I had planned to come on earlier, but if you know, you know. I'm I'm always a little behind on that. Um, I see that I'm just looking here what I have on my screen because I was messing around with the settings here earlier and I don't know. I don't know if it looks different. I'll find out later when I look at the replay. But yeah, so I was working on that. I was supposed to have a class today, but it is raining. So that got canceled. I hate it when the classes get canceled. The kids look so forward to it every week. I'm only there at each location. I'm only there once a week. And yeah, so um there's no way to go over and tell all the kids that it's canceled, but they kind of know if it rains that the activity's not going to be happening. So, unfortunately, um, and yeah, so I've been sitting here working on the computer for a little bit. Now back to the planning. Now I do all my planning in a happy planner, and I also put my calendar of events and such through Google Calendars. And then I also have a digital planner called Milanote. So it sounds like a little overkill, but that's just the way I work. Um, and they all have a different kind of meaning. So my physical calendar will have everything on it. Between personal and business, it goes all on this calendar. For the most part, nothing like major detail stuff will go into my calendar. Um, But online, I use Google for personal and for business. And my business calendar is linked through our website. So anything I put on that calendar, it is completely visible for people to know what we have going on as far as events and such. So that is how I do that part. And then Milanote is basically kind of, it's a planner, but that goes into more detail. So when I have my classes, when I am planning on having a detailed plan for maybe product collections, all of that goes into detail on Milanote. And Milanote's basically a place where you can organize all your things, and it's all in one place, but it's visible from everything. So I can see my Milanote and also the Google Calendar and all of that, just not my physical paper calendar, from my phone, from the computers, from my husband's phone. He has access, that he knows what's going on. So I do a lot of planning, and that's what keeps me going. So we do have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And I need to just take some time to just sit down and really plan it out, map it out, put it all down so I can get all what's on the priority list. So I'll usually make a list of all the things I need to do, and then I'll put them in the order that I need to do them. So prioritizing and such. So, like for my classes, prioritizing having all the supplies ready and available is top of the list right now. So I do that pretty much every day, make sure all the supplies are here, and getting everything prepped for all the classes that I have throughout the summer. Now I did try to add this up one day, so this is kind of a fun number. Um, I have, let's see, I will have 8 weeks of 3 classes for June and July. So I have 24 classes, and each week is the exact same project. So that's the plan on how it works. They're all 3 classes are in different locations, all under the same contract. So all the supplies will be the same every week, and each week we do a different medium. So I have separated, like this week we're doing I don't have it here because it's upstairs. We're doing the little miniature picture frames, and we're doing collage work on these. So I just have everything listed on what supplies I need for that project in Milanote. In Milanote, I have a weekly plan that has the detail, the supplies, the locations and where I order supplies from, the links to what I'm ordering it from, the cost involved, all of that. It goes into my Milanote. And yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. Now, in those 24 classes, this is another fun fact. Each week, let me make sure. No, wait, that's wrong. There are 60 kids a week. So I have to have enough supplies for 60 projects. So if you do the math on that, that is going to be 480 individual projects for the 2 months of art classes for the summertime with this contract. Um, so it's a lot of supplies. So I had to have 60 frames. I had to have, 40 tiny paint pots. I had to have 60 paper plates. I needed to have glue. This is just this week. Now my overall supplies like scissors and pencils and crayons, I have that usually in stock, but twice a week, the 2 classes that I have at the parks, they actually requested me to make an entire kit, basically an art kit with the project supplies for 20 kids at the 2 parks. So therefore I need to have everything set up so I can drop everything in, instructions. Yesterday's video was the video for the instructions on how to make the project, and that's going to be my live video um, every Monday through July will be the video that um, of the project I'm doing for that week, for that contract. Now that's completely extra. It's not part of my contract, but it's just something that I really felt the kids needed to have maybe a video to show them in case it they want to look back on it, or in case they have to get a kit to go at the park. They can't stay for the whole thing. They could take it home. It's a lot of work. So, and that's 2 out of the 3 classes each week that happens at. Now, the first class, which is on Monday, is a class that is in the library itself, and I take the supplies there, so there's no chance of the rain delay causing or a rained out day for any of those. So anyway, um, just it's a lot of work, and that's just for one of my contracts. And currently, that's the contract I have going on for summer. Our Let's Vibe event that we have been part of is the Downtown Development Authority's event in West Palm Beach, and we've been part of that event for the past 4 or 5 years. And that just ended the last week. Um, so, as far as the regular season, now we do have another event similar to that that we will be doing on August 1st. So, I am in preparation for that event. I do have the majority of those supplies in already. There's a couple little things I want to go and laser cut for that event, specifically for that event. Just noticed my pen is doing weird stuff. So I am prepping for that event. Now, I do also have kind of a product launch. I had actually planned for it to happen this week, but that's just not going to happen. We're going to do that next week. I will have some of the products that I've been working on, and we'll be launching those onto our website next week. So there's a whole bunch of things I need to do between now and next week, including we're having a garage sale, a yard sale. It's actually a front driveway sale in our case because we don't- we can't do it in our yard because we have a closed off courtyard anyway. But I have that on Saturday, so I'm trying to do all of that. Plus, we have house guests arriving Saturday evening. I think it's Saturday evening. Anyway, it is crazy busy, and you know, my mom's always like, maybe you shouldn't schedule so much. And I wish I could say, yeah, that would be great. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But I actually really enjoy scheduling everything out and making sure everything goes to plan. So that is what I'm doing. and I thought I would just pop on here and talk about that. Life of a full-time artist is a very busy job. A lot of people think, oh, you're a full-time artist. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, actually it is, but it's a lot of work. It's just like any other job. Um, so if not more, because I have to do everything for not one business, but two businesses. And yeah, it's a lot of work. And getting it done is what we do. It's what I'm trying to do all the time. I'm looking at, huh, I just looked at this piece of resin that I made and it's completely coming off. I wonder what's up with that. Interesting. Uh, that's another thing. Product testing. This was a thing that I was going to be pushing out next week, but the way this looks, I don't think that I'm going to be doing that. That's okay. I wonder if the other ones are like that. I don't think so. Anyway, so I have to check on that because I did do prototypes of all the products a few weeks ago before we left on the trip. So I do have some of those things ready to go, but it's a good thing I just looked at that. I was like, what's wrong with this thing? That's not going on the list. I'm not even going to show it to you. So you won't know. But yeah, just trying to get everything done and in the systems and making sure it's available for not only me to see, but also for Freddie to see. It's really important for him to know as well what's going on. Sometimes I schedule his stuff too, and in fact, he has a class. Oh, I forget what day. Yeah, it's on the website. That's one I didn't put on my flyer. I'll have to redo the flyer. But he's got an art class coming up in July. So I need to get that ready for him. And yes, he does know that he's going to be teaching an art class. He just doesn't know. Okay, so it's July 20th. I should put it in my planner. Freddie's art class. So Freddie also teaches art, but not as often as I do. And he only teaches sculpture. I'm going to put in your sculpt class. And his class is going to be at 1 p.m. So that's actually pretty cool because I have a class it's at the library. I have a class at 1:30 at the library and his class starts at 1. So we'll get there nice and early. Both of us will be teaching at the same time at the library. So that's kind of fun. I don't know that we've ever had that. I don't think we've ever had it where I'm teaching simultaneously as he's teaching at the same venue. That's really fun. So yeah, and that's his only teaching job for the summer. Um, he doesn't have any more. I'm trying to get him set up so he can have a YouTube channel as well. Um, it is already on YouTube, like the account is made, but he has not created some videos. And Freddie is an amazing sculptor. He makes kind of crazy, weird, kind of dark art a little bit, but also fantasy art and yeah, it's all usually in sculpting and dioramas. He does paint. His newfound painting is plein air painting in oil. I've been doing plein air painting mostly in watercolor and acrylic, so those are some things that we're just messing around with a little bit. Um, Now, as far as doing landscape paintings, I do landscape paintings every month, sometimes more than once a month, teaching, which is Bob Ross style classes. So planning and organizing is so important to any business, and especially if you're an artist, and a teaching artist at that. I will be planning out the rest of the paintings through September and getting that to the library to let them know what we're going to be painting, make the flyers, whether it's white canvases or black canvases, all of that information. I'm working on that behind the scenes. And my biggest thing that I'm trying to get done, and is kind of my priority, is our little tiny door coloring book. Now, this is something I came up with back in probably November, and um, I've got the images of all of the tiny doors now that we will be using. All the tiny doors that were created and we've been given permission to use them in the coloring book are all created by people in the community. So it's going to be a pretty big undertaking. I've already gotten some of them transferred into um, illustration style. So I'm taking a physical tiny door and transferring it into an illustration. So um, there's a whole process, and that is what I'm doing in my spare time. And also, I need to do taxes. I actually really need to prioritize the taxes because I filed an extension and that's coming up. And I really need to do that too. So, with that being said, I've got a lot to do. I'm planning a lot of stuff, I'm organizing a lot of things, and just trying to keep everything working. The studio has been cleaned up a little bit. Um, and getting back into order here it's been a week, and now we're into the second week. Shouldn't be yawning. It's not even 6 p.m. So, anyway, I have lots going on, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you are tuning in live, thank you so much. Um, if you are new here, please consider maybe want to consider subscribing. Here's a QR code on the screen over there that takes you to our website. And if you want to hit the subscribe button, that would be great. I do come on here every single day, and this is episode. What did I say it was? Episode. I think it's 167. Today's 167. So this is what I'm doing. And yeah, so tomorrow's content, I'm not sure what I'll be showing you guys, but it'll be fun. I'm pretty sure it'll be creative in some way. And that's what we do here. We make art and live creative, and we're here every day. So I think I'm gonna go. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this. So good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning. I don't know what time you're watching this, so I'm going to give you a good everything. And I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me today. So, anyway, we'll see you next time, and next time is tomorrow. All right, guys, we'll see you then. Bye bye. Bye bye. Where's the button on this thing? Bye bye.